Good morning. This is a quick video about the UKBA's decision to revoke the licence for the London Metropolitan University in issuing in it being able to teach overseas students. First of all, this shouldn't come as a surprise for most people. One, because universities have long been quite relaxed about the rules around teaching overseas students, about work and things like that, and quite frankly, you know, I half understand why. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really their responsibility for keeping track on immigrants, you know, coming in, whether they be, you know, coming over here to learn or not. You know, at the end of the day, that's the UKBA's territory. That's what they're there for. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, you know, this comes as no surprise, purely based on the fact that last week you saw the UK border agency getting a lot of flack in the news about the fact that they've lost 150,000 immigrants within the United Kingdom. So therefore, this is, as far as I can see, it's a knee-jerk reaction, blame game, trying to shift the spotlight from themselves, saying, "Look, we've done something. Don't blame us. It's not our fault." You know, this is what I see. This is all about. You know, so first of all, let me clarify. You know, I'm immensely proud of the fact that we do bring students from all over the world to come and work and live over here while learning. Not only does it provide them with fantastic opportunities, it also provides us as a country with fantastic opportunities to go to them countries and then learn in their universities. You know, so it's like a swap of ideas, if you like. You know, and also on a personal note, you know, because like I met my wife, she was a student, overseas student. We met over here, you know, and if we didn't have that, then there wouldn't be well, I wouldn't have all my family that I have. So, you know, why was the license revoked? Well, apparently it was around three things. More than 1/4 of students sampled were studying at university when they had no leave to remain in this country. Again, you know, they're blaming the university for this. This is the UKBA's failing. They should have been saying to the university, okay, you need to give us the details of these people, the address of these people. We will go and then take them away. A significant proportion of checked files found no proper evidence that mandatory English levels have been reached. Again, I'm sorry, yeah, this shouldn't be the university having to sort these problems out. Yeah, at the end of the day, this was a legislation that was put in by the government, stating that everybody has to have a certain level of English. Yeah, that was from the government's perspective. So therefore, it should be enforced by them, not by private educational institutions. And then, this is the third one I do agree with. Universities must know that students are turning up for their courses and are not using student visa to enter the country for work. But more than half of the record sample suggested that the university just didn't know whether students were turning up for classes or not. Okay, now when I was at school, when I was at secondary school and primary school, we had a daily register. Yeah? You know, Keith, are you here? Yes, sir. You know, whatever. But the point is this, alright, the university, yeah, okay, that clearly was laziness on their behalf. Yeah, most universities nowadays, they have electronic door entry systems, you know, so they know whether these people are going to the university or not. They just chose not to bother. So therefore, on that last one, you know, they probably, I agree with. But as I said, this is very much a blame game thing, where the UK border agency are basically just saying, you know, look, we put our hands up, we made this failing, but at the same time, look at what these guys did. here, everyone get all the news onto them. And not only is that unethical, but it's just totally wrong. You know, it's wrong on so many levels. You know, now is a perfect opportunity. Current Immigration Minister Damien Green, you can wake up. You can actually turn around and say, right, okay, well, you've given me the opportunity, and now I'm going to change things. Now, personally, yeah, I think that no university should be allowed to make decisions on whether students are coming into the UK or not. That should be solely on the shoulders of the UKBA. And for security reasons, every single student should be vetted before they're even allowed to apply to their chosen university for courses. Once that vetting has been done, then universities can make a decision on whether to accept that person or not. But only, first and foremost, has that person been vetted. Secondly, I think that you know, a sort of book type system should be introduced. You remember, like, you used to go to the bank and you'd get a little book and you'd have all your transactions. You know, how much money was going in, how much money was taken out. Well, you know, you could have the same thing. It would be a 1-year diary issued by the UKBA, and you have to, every time you attend class, it goes into that diary. Every time you go to work, you put in your employer, the hours worked, the amount paid, and then that book must then be reissued, re-given back to the UKBA when applying for your next visa. And then they can then go back and check what you have written in your own handwriting, yeah, and then make decisions. Basically, if the numbers don't tally up, that's your fault, that's your responsibility, and if you failed in that, well, then you're gone, as far as I'm concerned. And another thing as well, once you've been found to be abusing the system, as far as I'm concerned, that is instant deportation back to your country. You know, and if you are you know, and if you are found and deported, you should be permanently banned from reapplying. You should not be allowed to come back as a student. I'm not saying you're not allowed to come back to the country. You can come back as on holidays and things like that, but you would be closely monitored because you've proven yourself to be dishonest. So that's pretty much what I've got to say on the current situation. You know, for a long time, the British borders have been a sieve, and just a sponge, have absorbed people from all over the world. But you know, this doesn't come down to it's not a cultural issue. It's a simple fact of we've got a very small island with a very large population, and we need to start looking at things like the education system, which has for a long time been one of the main entries into the UK. You know, we need to start looking at these and to say, right, okay, is this right? Is it, you know? And also, you know, I'll get into another video in regards to immigration as a whole, but yeah, from the point of the universities, it has been for a long time quite a big loophole. You know, last year, the year before, you had a lot of fake sham universities which were shut down because they were being used to circumvent security, you know, that surrounds and rightly surrounds applications for visas. So, you know, universities, they should not be making decisions, end period. They shouldn't be making decisions on who can stay in the country. That should be done by the UK Border Agency. That's what they're there for. And if they're not doing that, then why have we got them? Why are we paying, you know, millions every year for this, which would appear to be a useless and expensive resource? You know, replace it with something that works. Alright, well, keep it real, and I apologise for the noise at the end there from my sons. They've been very good so far, so thank you to them, and thank you to you for watching my video. Alright, keep it real, guys.